dealing with diversity, equity, and inclusion as we know it. And, you know, when I think about us being here today, it is truly a sad day in South Carolina. It's a sad day in South Carolina because we are here debating the essence of diversity, equity, and inclusion. In my lifetime, I've never heard that diversity, equity, and inclusion was something bad until this year when we started this session. It is bad because some people believe that being fair and allowing every citizen to be represented in every aspect of government is a bad idea. Now let me say that we are South Carolina. We are not DC. The policies that you see in DC are not always good for South Carolinians. This amendment brings about sadness to South Carolina. For us to be debating this amendment when we have urgent needs in this state, it is a sad day in South Carolina. When you cannot even articulate what diversity, equity, and inclusion means, and you represent citizens in South Carolina, it's a sad day in South Carolina. Let me tell you that diversity means that regardless if you are white, black, male, female, green eyes, brown eyes, gray hair, bald head, whatever you are, that is the essence of diversity. Equity, inclusion, meaning that you want to be equitable in your thinking and making sure that everyone has a seat at the table with equity and inclusion. What is so bad about those three words? You know, I want to know what the boogeyman is. I want to know what we are so afraid of. Something that has propelled South Carolina in so many ways is because we have been a state of open doors to all people, even with some sad history that this state has that you all don't want to even talk about. It is a sad day in South Carolina that we will waste the time that we should be making sure and ensuring that the citizens of South Carolina are taken care of, that we are down here debating diversity, equity, and inclusion, something that you all are trying to make to be the boogeyman. Well, let me tell you something. If you don't know, some of the biggest benefactors of state contracts are white women. Let me say that one more time to you. The largest group of people, when you think of minorities who benefit from state contracts, are not people of color. They are white women who are sometimes the face of their white husband's business. So let me explain to you. If diversity, equity, and inclusion is the boogeyman, It's not because of people who come from my community. History shows that diversity, equity, and inclusion brings communities together. And I'll be doggone, as a state representative who represents the state of South Carolina, I would allow you all to tear down South Carolina.
Mr. King, will you take questions?
When I finish, I'll take my second 10 minutes taking questions.
Yes, sir. You got about 3 minutes still.
It's a sad day in South Carolina. And you all may not realize this, but a lot of friendships today will be destroyed. A lot of friendships will be destroyed. And if you think that your districts are not diverse, you're crazy. We all represent diverse districts. Even though you have drawn lines to draw my people out so that you don't feel like you have to represent people who don't look like you. I've been down here for 2 cycles of that. And you say the people have spoken because you're here is because you drew lines that got you here. If you were fair about the lines and how they were drawn, I promise you this chamber would look different. So if you get up to ask me a question, I pose to you to tell me, before you ask me that question, what does diversity mean? What does equity and inclusion mean? And then I'll be willing to answer your question. Because I want to know what the boogeyman is. I want to know who the boogeyman is. And for those white students who would be hurt by this, those white males who are lacking in public education in the classrooms who benefit from diversity, equity, and inclusion, and some of the funds that go to make sure that we do not have, because we do not have enough of white males in the classroom teaching, they will be affected too. So I want you all to know that you're not just hurting one segment of the community. You're hurting all South Carolinians in this process. When are we going to really take care of the business of South Carolinians? When are we going to come down here and really take care of the business of South Carolinians? We didn't expand Medicaid. We're taking money from public schools, giving it to private institutions. When are we going to come down here and take care of South Carolinians? When are we going to take care of teaching the true, unwhitewashed history of South Carolina? When are we going to do those things? The assault that you have on segments of this community needs to stop. We need to do what's right for South Carolina and its people. And if you're worried about getting reelected, and that's all you come down here for, stay at home. I don't come here to get reelected. The people of District 49 elected me for 2 years to make South Carolina better and not be hypocritical in my votes down here. Not take money from the government, but then tell other people they can't take it. They didn't send me down here to look out for my family, and then when other people call my office or citizens need my help, to turn my back on them.
Excuse me, Mr. King, that's your first 10. You
I'll
want to
take
say?
my second.
Mr. King's recognized for his second 10.